Hola! Welcome back to another Spanish lesson with Senor Geis. In this video, we're going to be talking about the regular preterite tense. I'm going to very briefly cover what the preterite tense means, although I'm going to be talking more about how to form the preterite tense in this video. In a later video, we will talk about the difference between the preterite past tense and the imperfect past tense. So the preterite tense, like I said, is a past tense in the Spanish. There are two past tenses in Spanish. And the preterite tense, as opposed to the imperfect tense, describes simple whole events in the past. So anything that you're just talking about in general in the past, you did. So some examples would be, I saw a cat. That would be a simple whole event that happened in the past. You ate a sandwich. You're conjugating the verb ate in the past preterite. You're saying it's a whole event. It happened, it's completed, it's done, and it's a simple thing. She wrote a paper, another good example. We sang a song. You guys made a snowman. The boys walked. So you can see that the preterite is very simple past tense translation in English. So to conjugate verbs in the preterite, what you need to do is just learn a bunch of new endings. So AR verbs have their set of endings, and those endings are going to be A with an accent for yo, haste for tú, o with an accent for el or ella or any third person singular subject of the verb, amos for nosotros, first person plural subjects, hasteis, no accent here, for vosotros and other second person plural subjects, and aron for third person plural subjects. So, since we're talking about AR verbs, you can conjugate any regular verb in the preterite that ends in R with these endings, like hablar, which means to talk. So in English, we say I talk in the present tense, and in the past tense, we say I talked with the D. We add the D at the end. So, to conjugate hablar in the preterite, we're going to say hablé, which means I talked. Hablaste means you talked. Habló means he or she talked. Hablamos means we talked. Hablastes means you all talked. And hablaron means they talked. So pretty simple. Just use these endings instead of the present tense or the imperfect endings. ER verbs and IR verbs have the same endings. Doesn't matter if it's an ER or an IR verb, you're going to use the same set of endings. And these are going to look pretty similar to the AR verb endings, only we're going to put an I in there. So I is for yo, iste is for tú, yo is for third person singular subjects, imos for nosotros and other first person plural subjects. And pay attention and notice that imos we're going to use even if it's an ER verb. So correr, beber, comer, we're all going to use an I ending instead of an E ending. Isteis is for vosotros, and ieron is for third person plural subjects of verbs. So if we're going to use an ER verb like beber, which means to drink, in the past tense we would say drank. So bebí means I drank. Bebiste means you drank. Bebió means she or he drank. Bebimos means we drank. Bebisteis means you all drank. And bebieron means they drank. Again, it works the same with IR verbs. So verbs like escribir is an IR verb. We're going to use the same set of endings, even though it's an IR verb. So we can say escribí, I wrote. Escribiste, you wrote. Escribió, she or he wrote. Escribimos, we wrote. And escribisteis, you all wrote. And finally, escribieron, they wrote. So in summary, the regular preterite tense endings are pretty similar to each other. You just need to memorize these endings, and you should be able to conjugate any regular verb in the preterite.